rampant in the mega cult, the Republican Party, and yes, unfortunately, the White House.
I am tired of the white tears. Listen, if you are competent, you are not concerned. When I walk into Congress every single day, you know why I don't feel a way and why you can't make me doubt who I am is because I know that I had to work 10 times as hard as they did just to get into the seat. When you look and you compare me to Marjorie Taylor Greene or me to Lauren Boebert, there is no comparison. And that is the life that we have always lived. So the only people that are crying are the mediocre white boys that have been beaten out by people that historically have had to work so much harder. This is why they don't want us to have education. This is why they are trying to literally say we won't fund the HBCUs, because they know that if they've already gone after affirmative action and they're saying, you know what, don't allow them to come into, say, these PWIs, as we call them, don't allow them to come into these institutions. We know why they created the HBCUs in the first place. It was because they wouldn't allow us into the white institutions. And so now they're not allowing us in. And now they're saying, you know what, we're also going to defund the HBCUs. You know why? Because they don't want any more Kamala Harrises. They don't want any more Jasmine Crockett's. But I got news for them. I don't care what they do. We will fight to the end to make sure that we get our due. Because again, if you want to talk about the people that shouldn't be in this country, you probably need to look in the mirror, because the last time I checked, the Native Americans who Summer ICE have been rounding up, or the Puerto Ricans who...
If you want to get your name, phone number, and address off the internet, but want to handle the removals yourself, Optory's free opt-out guides are amazing. When you sign up for Optory's free scanning, you'll get a full picture of where your
who are absolutely Americans. Listen, the only people that came and colonized this place are your ancestors, Trump.
A few things about this clip. I thought it was really funny how Jasmine Crockett used white tears there to kind of poke fun at the right-wing trolls who always talk about drinking liberal tears. That's what they say when they've said something really hateful that upsets a lot of people, and that they're trying to get the last laugh somehow. I'm drinking your sadness. Because again, these are mediocre white men who just turn to hate because they don't really know any better. And then I'm going to take it a step further from where Jasmine Crockett went, talking about the colonization of the country. Let's talk about how black people got to this country. That was the colonizers who brought Africans here against their will and enslaved them for generations. So now there's all this talk about DEI, when the fact of the matter is not everybody climbs the same social ladder that everybody else does. Some people don't even start off on the ladder. Others have to climb a steeper ladder. And then you've got the Donald Trumps who start off on the damn near top of that ladder with $1 million gift from daddy to start whatever company he wants to. And if you look back at the history of Donald Trump's businesses, even he couldn't really climb the social ladder. Jasmine Crockett had another moment where she kind of focused in on Donald Trump's white supremacy.
President Trump is appointing Darren Beattie to a top State Department role. I know many people remember who Darren Beattie is. He was fired in 2018 from being a speechwriter. He was speaking at a conference attended by white nationalists. And then a few months ago, he posted this, Congresswoman: competent white men must be in charge if you want things to work. Unfortunately, our entire national ideology is predicated on coddling the feelings of women and minorities and demoralizing competent white men. Your reaction to his appointment?
He needs to go. I mean, this is very simple. We right now have a white supremacist that is sitting in the White House. He is backed up by other white supremacists. And if you really want to know who the criminals are in this country, you can Google it. You don't have to trust me. But the people that commit 80% of the most violent crimes in this country are white supremacists. Yet for whatever reason, they sit and they serve at the pleasure of the president. They are the ones that were there on January 6th, tearing our democracy down physically. And now we have them tearing us down right here from within. Here is the problem.
Of course, Congresswoman, to interrupt you, but President Trump, of course, has denied any allegations he's a white supremacist, and that's why he apparently fired what he. I know your point, but he did fire Darren Beattie in reaction, they believe, in part to his attendance at that conference. Does that change your opinion in any way?
No, it doesn't change my opinion, because we saw what he literally recently just posted, and the coddling is for the white boys. That's what's happening right now. I am tired of the white tears.
I do have a bone to pick with Laura Coates here. Why is she asking whether or not Donald Trump firing Beattie years ago would change her mind about him being a white supremacist? He is now hiring Beattie in the State Department. He's placing him there, meaning he fired him for being a white supremacist and kept him around and is now giving him a job. Why would that make Jasmine Crockett change her mind about Donald Trump being a white supremacist? If anything, that cements the fact that he's a white supremacist. Oh, I'll fire someone because it's opportunistic of me so that I don't catch any flack from this and that it doesn't hurt my election chances, but I'll keep him around for years and then put him in the State Department. Yeah, that's what white supremacists do with other white supremacists. And then let's talk about Darren Beattie's comments about our society and culture demoralizing competent white men. See, Beattie and I have a very different definition of what competent means. He thinks competent white men are the only ones who can get things done. And I think that that's a very racist and white supremacist thing to say. I think it's disgusting. Now, I'm a competent man and Beattie is not. So yes, we should demoralize competent men who Beattie defines as competent, but I don't really think society's demoralizing competent white men who understand the struggles of others in our society. It's just crazy to think that we have the mediocre white man, the white boy that Jasmine Crockett talked about here in the Oval Office. It's shocking to me that we actually nominated this guy again. Another point before this video ends is that Jasmine Crockett brought up some really interesting stats about violent crime being tied to white supremacists. I made an entire video about that, which is on the screen right now if you want to watch that. You can also click the Reflect logo if you want to subscribe to the channel so that you get my future videos delivered straight to you. Also, before you go, be sure to share your reflections in the comments below. Thanks for subscribing. I'll see you in the next video.